Okay, guys, here we are, Thunder Mountain Harley Davidson, for the long-awaited demo days. Let's go in and ride some bikes. Do a quick lap of the building. And here we go, guys. Okay, guys, so here is the Harley Davidson new Street Glide, the 117, new fairing, and we're going to take it out and see how she handles. So let's go for a ride.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Okay, so first impressions. Just sitting on the bike, it is very, very comfortable. I really do enjoy the seats on it. You can see how that screen is there. It's pretty nimble. It tips in very nice. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm going to still be in first, jump up to second. Real easy to see everything going on the dash. Of course, as you would expect, plenty of low-end grunt. The shifting is different. It's a little bit more solid, if you can believe that, to avoid some of these potholes. Mirrors are really good. So here's the thing. I have always kind of shied away from the big fairing bikes. I love my Road King because when I sat on them in the showroom, I was concerned that I would be disconnected from the road. But yeah, that is definitely not the case. There is plenty of visibility over this. I do not feel disconnected at all. The engine sounds good, and man, this bike feels light compared to what I'm used to. Now, I will say that I know that they shaved a couple pounds off this, but the difference is considerably more than what the numbers on paper would attest to, because this really does feel much lighter. Matter of fact, I would say the handling on this is pretty close to what it was on my Fat Bob, my 2020 Fat Bob, which is what, a 600-pound bike, fully wet. Oh yeah, lots of confidence in this. This is great. Wow. Still in fourth around that corner. No problem. Plenty of torque to keep it going. Wind protection is pretty darn good. No buffeting on my helmet. Let's close this and see if that changes anything. Yeah, zero buffeting. Zero on my helmet. I am 5'9", have a 30-inch inseam. The bike is extremely comfortable. The only wind I'm feeling on my hands whatsoever is a little tiny bit at the top of my hand. But other than that, they're fairly free from any direct airflow. I feel just a slight breeze coming kicked up from this area down here next to the forks. Just a tiny breeze, and that's it. We're going to jump up on that freeway over there and kind of see how it feels there. Braking is good. Using the back brakes here, you can definitely feel that they're linked correctly to the front brakes. Ooh, that turn signal feels good. The switch is slightly different, and I like it. The shifter is smoother but firmer at the same time. So I don't know what kind of magic they worked in the gearbox. It still has that audible change. You still feel the change, which is what I love about Harley more than any other bike, is that there's no doubt when you're shifting gears. However, it is very smooth at the same time. Okay, third gear.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please say that again?
Plenty of torque. It is a day, and yet the bike is not really feeling it. This is great. Okay, so we're going to go through this double roundabout figure 8. See how the bike handles this. Really good lean angle. Very comfortable. As you can see, there's a lot of bikers out right now. This is great weather up here in Colorado. Let's do some... that torque just wants to get out from under you. So you got to be careful there. Yeah, very nimble. This is awesome. Thank you to Thunder Mountain Harley Davidson for allowing us to do these test drives. And we're going to go turn this bike in, jump on another one, and do that review on the next video. So join me there. I'm not sure what I'm going to jump on next, but this is fabulous. As of right now, I'm going to pass you over and you'll be able to get into the more of the details and specs on the bike, and we'll go from there. See you in a little bit. Okay guys, let's take a look at some stats. First thing we're going to do is we're going to compare the 114, which I have on Jade Shadow, to the new 117, stock to stock. You'll see there are some gains, about 8 foot-pounds of torque, and there is a bit more horsepower, what it was, about 12 horsepower. The fuel economy is about 1 mile per gallon better. The biggest difference, the separator, is the weight. It is slightly less in weight. Now, I will tell you, and you probably saw from the video, that this weight savings does not, for me, explain exactly how they made the bike feel significantly lighter and handle better. Yeah, there's some weight savings, but it doesn't explain the big savings or big change in the handling. So I suggest you get out and ride this. If handling is a factor, then definitely there's a big improvement. If power is a factor, it's not significant enough to purchase the new bike just because of the power difference. It really is hard to feel, but the handling is much, much improved. Now, I will say the wind coverage was amazing. I am highly, highly impressed with the amount of wind coverage on this bike, as you saw from the video. Oddly enough, I also believe I mentioned that the old Street Glide, the old Road Glide, I felt disconnected from the road in front of me, which is why I chose a Road King as my personal bike. This fairing, for some reason, I couldn't figure it out at first. I did not feel that disconnect to the road. And after sitting there and staring at it for a while, staring at a 23 Street Glide, I figured it out. This fairing is actually lower than the old fairing. It's, I don't know, maybe an inch lower, and the effect of the new windshield is lower and gives you great wind coverage, but at the same time does not make you feel separated from the road in front. I definitely think it's something to experience. Now, I do know the lighting on here can be somewhat subjective. Some people hate it, some people love it. I personally think it's spot on. In my opinion, it is amazing. One of the guys that I was talking to in the Harley Club, in the Hog group, there called it whisker look. He thought it looked too cat-like and it had whiskers. I don't necessarily see that, but I'm telling you, I was pretty darn impressed by it. And yeah, definitely happy. And definitely happy with cleaning up how the turn signals used to hang down on the old Street Glide. Now everything on the dash is super premium. Metal switchgear, which is great feeling. These particular handlebars are the best handlebar setup that I have felt. Angle, height, everything is perfect for me, and I'm 5'9", 30-inch inseam. Mirrors were fabulous. Everything about this dash was amazing. Even the gas tank lid, which used to drive me bonkers on all the fairinged baggers. I didn't like the old gas situation where you had that swing door on it. No, this is much, much, much better. Materials placement, just perfect on here. Okay, now, in my opinion, these bags I am not a fan of in any way, shape, or form. I think that they were trying to hit volume figures and did this funky bulge on the sides. Makes the bags wider than the fairing, which if you're trying to judge for lane splitting that, it's something definitely to get used to. But I don't think it's usable room. I think it was a bad choice. I know they needed to do something styling to be different, be new and fresh. And I know there's plenty of people out there that love it. I've seen some reviews where people say there's more volume because they were able to cram more stuff in. And I'm telling you, unless you're talking about wadded up clothing that you can just push and shove and push and shove, anything structured, anything usable, backpacks, computer bags, gas tanks, anything like that have structure, these bags hold a lot less than the old stretch bags. And there you have it. There is no denying she's got some big old honking hindquarters on there. Just too wide. The functional space, if you look at the very back, the block that's represented by the very back of the bag, top to bottom, side to side, that going forward is your usable space. That bulge as it gets toward the front is just, I don't know. I don't like the look. I don't like the utility of it. So that's my opinion. The little cutoffs right above the end of the tailpipes look good, but again, they cut into your usable space. So it's kind of whether you like the look or not, it's a personal opinion. Definitely, it is not for me. Okay, so some takeaways, and here you'll see my bike, Jade Shadow, a 21 Road King Special in Deadwood Green Glossy. Okay, so takeaways. Love the performance, love the wind coverage, love the materials, love the fit and finish. Don't like the bags. Good news is you can take the old bags and put on, have them color matched and put on here. It fits just fine if that is your preference. That being said, you get so much for the price on these that I think this is a good move from a price point. If it gives you the things and you're ready for an upgrade, I think it's something to take seriously. If you're not quite done with your bike or you're in love with your bike, I don't think that it is necessarily the time to jump. They are moving definitely in the right direction. And I love majority of what they've done on the Street Glide. So I hope this video helped out. Gave you my personal opinions as well as some facts. The next bike I believe that's coming up in the next video is going to be the 24 Road Glide. So stay by and take a look at that. And then if you want my first impressions before riding, right when they released the pictures and the stats on these new bikes, jump back to the video before this and check that out as well. This is Simply Being Shipley. Thank you for coming along with me. And I hope you hang around and see some more videos from me. Hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.